Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chronicles of Choices. Oh, Boju, yes or no? This podcast speaks to our decision-making process that leads to the choices that we make. It's all about what we relinquish for what we have and the impact of such choices. It also touches the choices that other people make on our behalf and the choices we make on behalf of others and the impact of such choices. Whether we make the choices ourselves, whether we make these choices on behalf of other people, whether other people make these choices on our behalf. The question is, what is the impact? I am Dr. Tiffany Oloke, also known as Dr. T. Follow me as we tea and listen together. Thank you. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 3. Today, we will be talking about unchosen parents. Unchosen parents for this podcast refers to your biological parents, your mom and your dad. It talks about your unchosen parent in the light of you didn't ask to be a part of their family, but voila, you just find yourself with them. And you feel stuck with them. How many times have you asked yourself as a child, oh my goodness, how did I end up with this parent? Where did they come from? Why this parent and not Matthew's parent? Why not Tiffany's parents? Why do I really have to live with them? They are so annoying. They are not trendy. They are so difficult. My parents love rules. They are terrible with rules. They are too strict. They don't even know how our generation rolls. They do not understand my needs. They are archaic and old-fashioned. They try to manage my time. Seriously, I am almost a grown adult. I am smarter than that. I am smarter than what you're telling me. I know what to do. I am done with these parents. I wish I was born to a wealthy parent. I wish my parents were educated. I wish my parents were powerful and influential. I wish I was born into a family living in a certain country, living in a certain city, living in a certain neighborhood. You even desire the appearance of your parents. I wish my mom was taller. I wish my dad was taller. I wish they were lighter. I wish my mom didn't have an accent. I wish their mannerism is different. I wish my mom and my dad had a different career, I would be so proud if they have the different kind of career. I wish my mom is in a different profession, not what she's doing right now, then I would be so proud of her. But how many times are you also grateful for your parents? How many times have you looked into the eyes of your parents and say, Mom and Dad, I am so grateful that you are my mom, that you are my dad. And you know what? Slow down a little bit. Press the brake on your thought, on your imagination, because I'm going to share with you certain things. I'm going to share with you my story. And just to let you know that I was once a child. The first thing I want you to remember is whether you like it or not. Your parents are the best parent for you, regardless of how you feel about them. And also regardless of your general expectations and created imaginary face that you want for your parents. Now, don't get me wrong. No parent is perfect. I am not a perfect mom either. As long as you remember that you will and should be grateful for your unchosen parent, you will be fine. That will be the foundational ideology that you need to live in a very stable relationship with your parents. There is no 100% satisfaction anywhere. There is no 100% parent anywhere, because remember, you as a child, you are not 100% child. And you know what? I love to share my story, and I'm just going to share my story quickly with you so that you know that I was once a child. And all those questions that I mentioned in the beginning, I asked those questions too at any point in time. Probably I did not ask every question, but some of the questions that I mentioned in the beginning, probably when I was growing up, I did the same thing. As a child, I would have loved to visit my friends more in their homes. But for the nature of my parents, they just prefer that my friends came to the house. They could come in 10s and 20s and 30s. We would cook, we would eat, we would drink, we would have fun in the house. My parents prefer that because they wanted to see who my friends were, as opposed to going to my friend's house. But at one point in time, I wanted to start going more and having a sleepover. But it was a no. I was never allowed to do that. At that point in time, what did I say about my parents? My parents are so old-fashioned. They don't really like me going out. They don't even know what they're doing. I said all those things. Looking back now, I can tell you that I got the best parents ever. In few years down the line, you will be able to do the same thing and look back and say that, thank God for my parents. Growing up, something was also very interesting. My parents were disciplinarians. They knew how to discipline us in an environment, in a culture where when you smack a child is a way of saying, I love you, but you can do better. Yeah, my parents were disciplinarians. And every time after being disciplined, I would say something like, one day I'm just going to leave this house. One day I'm just going to be on my own and I won't have anybody to chastise me anymore. In a country whereby you're still a baby at 21. Even though legally you're an adult, but you're still a baby. You're getting married, you're still a baby. You're doing certain things as an adult, you're still a baby. So when I had those restrictions at that time, that I couldn't do certain things that I wanted to do freely, I felt my parents were really bad. But no, they were not. They were training me. They were guiding me. They were trying to instill in me the values that I would need for the future. When I got a job and I started working, there was a curfew. Yeah. I was driving, I was working, yet there was a curfew. Even though you work, you think you're a big girl, there was a curfew. When I wanted to get married, they had the same. Who is the person? Where is he from? Okay, let's start talking about your wedding. Where is the venue? What are you wearing? What does the crowd look like? What does the cake look like? Let's see. We need to approve it. Getting married. And right now, don't I do the same thing to my children? A little bit. Huh. And it's just to let you know that you are not alone. But that said, if you will take anything away from this episode, as a son and as a daughter, just remember that when your parents are tough on you, it's a sign of love. A sign of, I want my child to be exceptional. I want my child to be great. A sign of, I don't want to fail my children. And I don't want my children to fail. I want to be able to guide and guard my children. I want to be a navigating mom, a navigating dad. And that's the reason why you feel like that most times. You know, you have to embrace the best in your parents. Choose to make your parents happy by intentionally listening and obeying their positive directions. You have to learn to choose the lifeline of love for your parents by respecting them. You need to honor your parents. You need to learn to honor, to love, to respect, to be obedient to your parents. You have to create a space of open expression whereby you can express your thought, your feelings with your parents, knowing that your parent loves you. No one can love you like your parents will do. And as I round up, I would just like to tell you, just be kind to your unchosen parents and love them regardless. From the Chronicles of Choices, Okpochu, yes or no? Be the paladin of your decisions through your choices. Be the paladin of your story. And be the paladin of your life. Till another tea and listen with Dr. T. Just be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And love regardless.